Hi, you guys. It's Yaz, and today I'm going to talk about 5 things a narcissist does when you're not looking. Narcissists are very, very sneaky, especially the covert narcissist. So I'm going to talk about 5 things. I may go over a little bit. What is this narcissist doing when you're not looking? Well, I'm going to tell you what they're doing. Number one, the most obvious thing that they're doing when you're not looking, they're meeting other supply. See, narcissists, anytime you're not around, they're either trying to get other supply or they're meeting other supply. So people come back to me and they say, well, when are they doing that? They're always talking to me, They're always with me. They're always talking to me. A narcissist can meet supply at any time, you guys. They can meet them during their lunch hour at work. They can meet them early in the morning. Anytime they're not with you, they could be meeting up with somebody else. So just because it appears that the narcissist is always around you, believe me when I tell you this, they find ways to get out, okay? They love to also use the excuse like, oh, I'm tired. I'm going to go to bed now, all right? Meanwhile, like if they're not living with you and then they sneak out and they go see another supply or they have another supply come to their house and they just don't pick up their phone all night, right? What's another thing the narc does when you're not looking? They're on social media and dating apps. They just love it. Social media has made the narcissist independent today, all right? It's not like the old days. I mean, we had narcissists since the beginning of time. But today, they have access to so much supply. Look at all the dating apps there is. Inbox, all right? Instagram inbox, Snapchat, Facebook Messenger. So they're all over social media looking for other supply, inboxing people, hello beautiful, hello handsome, hey sexy, okay? The narcissists, they love this, hey sexy, and they love to see if you respond to that, right? So they're going to be on social media anytime you're not around, okay? Their phone is like their Bible. They're on it. They love the hunt, you guys. They just love being in the game. They love the chase. They also delete dating apps and other places where they find supply. And then when they're with you, they'll be like, oh, you want to take a look at my phone? If you don't trust me, you could take a look at my phone. Meanwhile, they deleted everything, okay? And then the minute they leave you, boom, they're getting in their car, they're downloading the app, all right? Or rather, uploading the app, right? So when they're not with you, they're going to be all over social media and dating apps and the internet. What's the third thing that narcissist does when you're not looking? Smearing you, okay? They love to talk about you behind your back, especially to their family, all right? Especially to their toxic family. They want to put you down to make themselves look better. So they'll be telling their family, what a terrible person you did or something you did. Things that are supposed to be private, they go back and tell their family because they're dirty like that. They want, they want to talk, they like to sit there and gossip and laugh about you. They love that. And they do it to other people as well. So, or they smearing you to their friends, all right? Their homegirls, homeboys, smearing you maybe even to their exes, okay? They could be reaching out to their exes. So they love to be talking about you, maybe something you did, they bring it up and everything. So what do narcissists do when you're not looking? They're talking about you and putting you down and disrespecting you. That's what they're doing behind your back. I know, like when I was married, in the early stages of the marriage, like anytime I would leave, he was on the phone to his mother and talking about me, talking about my family, making jokes about this because they were very jealous. That's what it is. They were very he and his family were very jealous of my family, all right? Because they were, in a different situation, better off than this family. So there was a lot of jealousy there. So, I didn't even know this right away until somebody came back and told me. Next thing, that narcissist does when you're not looking, what do you think a narcissist is going to do when you're not looking? They're going to be feeding their addictions. They're going to be drinking, drugging, and prostitution, sex, porn, doing freaky things. They're going to be doing everything, but that's going to make them feel good. Okay, narcissists need to be, relaxed, and because they're high-strung people, they're anxious people, they're a nervous wreck. Because number one, they're just unhappy within themselves, which causes a lot of anxiety. They're very anxious people and unhappy people. So they want to do things that are going to numb them out. So a lot of them could be alcoholics, all right? And you don't even know it. And then you could find, bottles of liquor under the bed. Or you could find that you could find drug paraphernalia, all right, and you never even knew they did drugs, all right. They could, be into porn and be on porn 24/7 when you're not looking. So when you're not around, they're feeding their addictions. They don't want to sit and self-reflect and be alone. They don't want to do that, you guys, because they're depressed people. That's what it is, and they need that high. They need that lift. So they're going to be drinking, drugging, watching sex. They'll be very promiscuous. When you're not looking, they going to be sleeping with other people to make themselves feel good. And, getting drunk or getting high, okay? What's another thing that a narcissist does when you're not looking? Robbing you, okay? I did a podcast about this a while back, right? Where I said, never, ever let a narcissist in your home. I'm speaking from personal experience here, okay? I'm not just telling you this because I saw another influencer say it. I went through this. I got robbed by a narcissist, all right? So narcissists will go through your things. They will, they could rob jewelry. They could rob money. They could just pick up something that they want to pick up, all right? So they're going to be robbing you. Let's say they're in your home and you go to work or something. They're going to be going through everything. You guys, they're going to be going through everything. They're going to be opening your drawers, opening your closets, going through your file drawers to see what kind of, what you have in the bank. Look up your bank records. They're dirty as hell, all right? So trust and believe that if you let a narcissist in your house, they're going to be robbing something out of you, all right? This is so true. I knew so many of them that were thieves. Now, I'm going to tell you another thing a narcissist does when you're not looking that a lot of people don't realize. See, narcissists look for supply everywhere, and they even look for supply amongst your friends and family. Yeah, that's how low they are. They may try to even get with your friends or maybe a family member, okay? Because a narcissist, they have no morals and values, all right? I dealt with narcissists that tried to hit on my friends. This is what they do, you guys. I had a narcissist who sent a friend request to one of my friends and then was chit-chatting with them. And obviously that person was not a friend because that person was, talking dirty with them on the phone and everything. And I didn't know this, all right? So narcissists will do these things. They will try to even get with your friends when you're not looking, okay? And your friend, if they get with the narcissist, they're a narcissist as well because they have no empathy for you and they don't care. So they're doing you dirty too. So don't ever bring the narcissist around a shady friend. If you have a friend that you don't know if you could trust them or not, that narcissist thinks, likes them, they could get with your friends, okay? So another thing narcissist does when you're not looking is they could hit on your friends, all right? Another thing narcissists do when you're not looking is hit on their coworkers. A lot of times narcissists pick up the new supply from where they work. And I did a reel on this where I talked about this, that the one place the narcissist loves to pick up the new supply is wherever they're working, all right? So when you're not around, and let's say they're at their job, they may be flirting with the new supply. They may be taking them out to lunch. They may be hanging out with them over there at the office or wherever they work and having a good time over there. So that's what the narcissist does when you're not around. They're, flirting and having a good time with the people that they're working with, or, other coworkers, or they're hitting on your friends or even a family member. A narcissist could hit on your mom. A narcissist could hit on your dad, all right? They could hit on your brother or sister even, all right? So nothing is off limits to the narcissist. Now, I'm going to bring one more thing that a narcissist does when you're not looking. The narcissist is going to be hiding money. Yes, the narcissist is going to be running and hiding their money in either secret bank accounts or with their crooked, toxic mother, okay, or toxic father. So what you don't know is that the narcissist, they have money, especially the covert narcissists. They're always playing the pauper. Oh, they're always dry begging. Oh, I don't know how I'm going to pay for shoes for my kid. I don't know how I'm going to pay the bills. I don't know they're going to turn off my electric and my gas. Meanwhile, they don't need money for that. They just want money so that they can go buy themselves something for themselves. Okay. So they have money. A lot of times covert narcissists have money, and they sit there and they never let you know they have money, and they have hidden money, and they're hiding money from you. Okay. So they're running to their family's house and telling them, oh, hide this money, hide that money. How do I know? Because I went through this. All right. In my relationship, my ex was making a lot of side money. Okay. And I didn't know that. And stacks of money, all right? Stacks of money, and giving it to his mother, okay? And when did I find this out? After I got divorced, okay? After I got divorced. I didn't know this back then, all right? But I found out because somebody came back and told me, all right? And it also, when I sat down and I thought about it, I said to myself, oh, had to be making that, because the type of job he was in, there was ways to make side money, and he was making the side money. So, but giving it to the mother to hold on to, all right? Because she was the controlling factor over there. And people sit there and they say to me, oh, how do you know about covert narcissists? Man, you guys should only know, all right? I am surrounded by them in everywhere. So these are all the things that narcissists do when you're not looking. They're meeting other supply. They're meeting up with them, okay, on their lunch hour, or sometimes they meet them also early morning, okay? The narcissist loves to cheat early morning as well. And that to me was weird, but leave it to some guy friends of mine who are players that came back and told me, oh, no, they meet in the early morning. And I'm like, early morning? And it's like, yeah, okay, so narcissists, when they're not with you, they could be they're meeting up with other supply. They're hunting on social media for more supply. They want their harem of supply, all right? So they're on social media. They love Snapchat, okay? The cheaters app, Snapchat, okay? So I don't really use Snapchat, but I've had friends of mine say, oh yeah, Snapchat is the real cheaters app, all right? I mean, obviously, so is, some of the other dating apps like Tinder and everything. So many married people and people in relationships are on like Tinder and some of the other dating apps. The dating apps are not the same as they used to be years ago. It's all game on the dating apps, you guys. I don't recommend it. That's why I always push that. That's why I'm always talking about how you should meet these people organically, okay? Because the dating apps have been corrupted. I mean, these people are all, I would say on the dating apps, it's got to be about 90% narcissist. I was on them for a while, and me and also the people that I know, we all got off it because we knew that this is all game. They're either looking for sex, or they're looking for money, or they're looking for a place to stay. And what they'll do is they'll waste your fucking time, okay? They'll waste your time. So try to stay off the dating apps if you can, and try to meet somebody other ways, organically, around your area, all right? See what's going on in your area and get out and network, all right? So they're also, when they're not around, they're going to smear you. They're going to feed their addictions, drugs, alcohol, sex. A lot of narcissists, and I did a reel about this, are pill poppers. They'll be popping pills and, zoning out, okay? A lot of narcissists are on pills, all right? They're big-time pill poppers. They'll also be robbing you and going through your things, whatever they could pick up. You find things missing, you find things moved because they want to make you think that you're going crazy. They're hitting on your friends. Not only, I just thought of something, you guys, and this is from personal experience, all right? Not only do they hit on your family and your friends, who else do you think narcissists love to hit on? Who else do you think narcissists love to hit on? Narcissists, and I'll tell you from what I've seen, all right, narcissists will also hit on your neighbors. Yes. They'll also be looking at who lives around you, who's the sexy neighbor that lives next door, okay? Or they may even ask you, what does your neighbor look like? You may say something to the narcissist like, oh yeah, I was just talking to my neighbor about the dog or something like that. And a narcissist might say something to you that never met your neighbor. They might say, what does your neighbor look like? Are they old? Are they young? Are they attractive? And you're like, why the fuck do you want to know about my neighbor? Okay. Because they're scoping out to see who's around, what kind of supply. They're always looking for supply. And that could include even your neighbor. All right. And I actually had somebody ask me about how attractive my neighbor was. And I was like, why do you care what my neighbor looks like? All right. It was crazy. It was really crazy. All right. And the other thing that they're doing is, hitting on your friends and family, like I said, and hiding money. So you guys, these are all the shady things that narcissists do when you're not looking. If you could think of anything else they do, put it in the comments section so that everybody is aware, okay? And, let people know that this is what narcissists do. Share the video, spread the awareness. The more we spread the awareness, the more it wakes people up, and it kills the narcissist. Because the more that people know what these narcissists do or what they're capable of, the more it kills the supply for the narcissist, where people will, they're not going to let them get away with this, all right? So I hope that helps you. If it does, hit the subscribe button, share the podcast. I can't believe I got through this podcast, you guys, because I never have a chance to really podcast. I have to podcast like in the wee hours of the morning, okay? Like before the roosters get up. And I just saw like my autistic son, I have to podcast before he even wakes up, because I can't really podcast when he's up, because, he needs constant attention and everything. So I do it while he's sleeping. And I can't believe I got this done. All right. So I hope this helps you. If it does, hit the subscribe button, share the podcast. If you're looking for confidential one-on-one phone coaching, check out the link in the bio at askyaz.wixsite.com/thegameexposed. I have limited time, limited availability, as you can see. All right. It ain't easy. All right. If you're confused, you don't know if you're dealing with a narcissist, what kind of narcissist it is. You want to know, is that a covert narcissist? Is that a malignant narcissist? Is that a grandiose? Is that an overt narcissist? And you need clarity in how to handle these people, or what to do. Check out my coaching link, all right, for phone coaching at askgaz.wixsite.com/thegameexposed. Also, check out my TikTok at The Game Exposed. Instagram and Facebook is The Game EXP123, and TikTok is The Game Exposed, like I said. And YouTube, you guys, over 7,000 videos, is The Game Exposed podcast. And have a great day.